Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Black in our crime and public policy class. And this week, we're going to continue our discussion on the adoption in the public policy process. The lecture today provides a comprehensive overview of the adoption stage in the public policy process. We're going to be integrating the various theories and factors that influence decision making. This is our continuation into the third stage of the public policy process, which is the adoption stage. It's crucial as it encapsulates the concrete decisions like legislative actions or executive orders that define our public policies. So who holds the power? Decisions are primarily made by democratically elected officials, namely executives, administrators, judges, and legislators. These are the officials that we've all elected, and they hold the power to sculpt public policy that are based on various issues and needs. Legitimacy is the perception that a decision or action is appropriate and justified. So in policy adoption process, legitimacy should ensure public support and acceptance. So today we're looking at the decision-making theories here, the rational comprehensive theory, incremental theory, and mixed scanning theory. First, let's talk about rational comprehensive theory. This is a method where all available options are analyzed to achieve the best outcome. And some of the criticisms that we hear may be unrealistic. The theory may be due to limited information, and it assumes a singular decision maker. So next is incremental theory. This builds upon existing policies, making slight modifications that are needed. It's more reflective of real-world decision-making, and some of the criticisms include it might be too cautious, it's ineffective for major changes or crises. And mixed scanning, now this is a blend of the above theories. It combines a comprehensive analysis when necessary with incremental adjustments for practicality. It provides a flexibility that's based more on the situation. The individual influences on decision making. So let's discuss the different factors that can influence an individual decision making. Let's look at values. This is where the decision maker's values can shape their choices, including organizational, personal, public, and ideological standards. Also, political loyalty can influence, and this is where the party allegiance of the individual is often a major predictor of the way they vote. Also, constituents' interest. This is important. Decision makers must consider their constituents' desires. Yet constituents may be uninformed or divided that can make their desires for the legislator hard to pinpoint. Another is public opinion. While polls often offer insights into public sentiment, they might not always reflect and inform populace. Deference to judgment. This is sometimes where decision makers rely on trusted advisors or experts. And lastly is the science in decision making. This is especially pertinent in areas like environmental conservation or health and medical, where scientific data is paramount. Collective decision making includes building consensus. And first is the bargaining. And this is a negotiation process aiming for acceptable outcomes. Can be explicit or implicit and manifest in Legroling's side payments or compromise. Persuasion. This is where we're convincing others using information and reasoning without altering one's own stance. And lastly, command, which is hierarchical decision making where superiors decide for their subordinates. This is reinforced with either penalties or rewards. So let's look at bargaining in depth. In Congress, legislation involves multiple decisions. Involves multiple decision stages, and it requires the majority support. Bargaining is vital due to the decentralized power structure of Congress. We also have presidential decision making. This is where the president can adopt policies through executive orders, which we have seen recently, or foreign policy agreements. However, various factors limit presidential decision making, making them sometimes more of a facilitator than a director. And that is, we're talking about the president. So let's talk more about persuasion and command. There are other collective approaches. Persuasion, as I said, is really convincing someone through information. And the individual may not actually agree with this, but this is one of the approaches. And when we look at command, we're looking at hierarchical decisions that come down, through the hierarchy. We're almost to the end. Also talking about decision making in action. And this includes practical applications such as bargaining in Congress, or as we talked about, the presidential decision making. So lastly, conclusion, that we discussed the adoption in the public policy process is multifaceted. Multiple theories and strategies are involved, both individual and collective, that can shape the way policies are adopted. And also remember, as we delve deeper into the public policy in the class, we're going to understand these nuances much better, and they become critical within understanding the public policy making process. So that's all I have for this week. Any questions on this, or anybody that would like more discussion on a certain topic, please post that on Canvas.